Hi, this is MrByZ, and last week we had Emerald City Comic Con here in the Seattle area, which I guess is the third largest Comic Con now in the country. It doesn't feel as big as, say, San Diego Comic Con or New York Comic Con. It doesn't have, like, as big as celebrities or all that. It actually feels just like a homegrown Comic Con that's just a lot bigger. So I thought I'd just show you a little bit of what I saw Star Wars stuff around the con, just kind of what was in the booths and that sort of thing. Then you'll see a little bit of vintage, a little bit of modern, and even a Legacy Falcon. You got to check out the price on that. This is just a quick look at Emerald City Comic Con so you can see what kind of Star Wars stuff is there. So one of the few companies that was there showing wares was Bandai. So we can see some of the Tamashii Nation items here with their Samurai line. Here's some of the model kits. And inside we see the boxed model kits as well as that big Falcon. That's pretty cool. It's expensive, but it's a nice model kit. These guys, I can't remember what they're called. They're the Egg Attack, aren't they? That Vader and the Phasma were so tempting for me to buy. Probably if I'd gone back another day, I would have picked those up. So it's probably best I didn't go back. And here's just a look at some of the vendors on the floor. This is a shop I bought some of the loose figures. I actually found that 12-inch scale Chewbacca here. Well, you'll see that here in a minute. Anyway, but yeah, they had these bins just full of figures. They were fairly cheap. It was all modern, no vintage. And this booth had a ton of the old battle packs. It was great to see them. This is where I got my Battlefront battle pack. And then they had a whole bunch of Revenge of the Sith figures carded as well for a really good price. So this wasn't too bad. There was Black Series just about everywhere, and at this booth, now they had the modern Black Series, but you can see behind there some boxed 12-inch figures. There's a Darth Vader up top. And here's another bit. It was fairly cheap, 6-inch vintage and others. And look at the price on this Millennium Falcon. Here we have some more vintage figures. I thought they were overpriced. The vintage stuff, for the most part of the show, seemed very overpriced. I found plenty of modern for a good price. And you know, this is a good place. This is Bobacon in Everett, but I felt the prices were too high. But then again, I don't buy boxed and carded stuff vintage that often, so I could be out of touch, and that's just the normal price. They had lots of sideshow, and you can see some Lego. Here we have more vintage. I was surprised how many booths had at least a few vintage items up ahead. This was a nice San Diego shop, mostly G.I. Joe stuff, but they had a lot of vintage items, as you can see. But I don't know, those prices, good prices, you tell me. Lastly, I went through the 501st area, so you can kind of see the setup. This is actually Ewoks from our Ewok Builder Club. My Ewoks are not there for this show, but we have some of our great Ewoks in there, out mixed with the 501st speeder bike and other items. Like I said, just kind of give you an idea what our 501st Garrison Titan kind of put on for Emerald City Comic Con, so you'll be able to take a look at that.
So, but she said, I'm going to hire you to take Ava hiking, once or twice a week. Let's do it.
And this is the Lego area. It seems like any show you go to, you get these big Lego setups. So I grabbed the Star Wars stuff that was on display for Lego. It's pretty cool. They did some cool stuff. You see Porg with Ewoks, huh? It's a little Mustafar set. It's kind of hard to see there, but it was pretty cool. And this Bespin set was just awesome. Spent one day at Emerald City Comic Con, and I picked up a couple of things, not a whole lot, but just a few extra pieces from my collection. I did find a nice Force Awakens Battle Damage Darth Vader. I always liked the look of this figure, so I wanted to pick up another one. It's good to see. I picked up an E-Font Mon. This is such a cool figure. I bought one way back when they came out, but I'm thinking this one might be good for maybe a future barge. I also grabbed another Senator Palpatine, because I'm sure, not Senator, Chancellor Palpatine. I'm sure I will need him for some future diorama. And I did pick up the C-3PO with Salacious Crumb. It goes on there, as you can see. He's got 3PO's eye popped out right off the sail barge, because Again, this would be great for on the sail barge. Now, it broke on my way home. I got them for pretty cheap, so I'm not too worried about it. And I'm looking this for my sail barge, so it's just easy to glue back together. I found a Revenge of the Sith Crispy Anakin. I kind of wanted to use this for another diorama, so I picked up another one of those. You know, I have a lot, but there's some stuff I'm missing, and this was one of them. The original trilogy collection 12-inch scale Chewbacca from Star Wars. I have the Revenge of the Sith one, but I did not have this one. So I found it for a really good price at $40, which is much cheaper than anything I've seen on eBay. So I was really excited to see that. I found one of these previews Battlefront 2 sets. This is the droid set. I really want the clone set. I don't have that one yet. But I didn't have this droid set. And there's a couple weapons that are kind of exclusive, if I remember correctly. There's paint jobs that are exclusive. So I figured this would work. I'd pick this up and add the figures into different areas. A non-Star Wars item I was able to pick up is I love this guy's art, and it's Dark Helmet. I had to buy it. What can I say? Finally, at the Del Rey booth, they were handing out the samplers for this year, and they also had an exclusive book that you could pick up, which is the novelization of The Last Jedi with a special cover. I didn't actually pick this up for me. This is for Arnie Carvalho of Star Wars Action News, but because he asked me to pick that up. And it also came with this nice little bag, and let's see, I know it's in here. There it is. A Porg pin came with that, which I know Marjorie's going to love that, so I'll be getting that off to them. So it's just kind of a quick look at the things I bought at the convention. Like I said, I only spent one day there this year, so I didn't go too wild, although I felt like I bought quite a bit for one day. But it was kind of fun. I actually found some pretty cool stuff, and as you can see, there was plenty of vintage and all sorts of stuff around at the convention. So that was just a nice little look at Emerald City Comic Con. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it wasn't a whole lot there. It's not like I was showing a panel. Now, Jake Stevens from Toy Run and I both did a panel on 40 years of collecting kind of Star Wars stuff. I know Jake's working on being able to get that up online, so if that happens, I'll be able to share that. Otherwise, stay tuned for my next video, which I'm going to be looking at the Clone Turbo Tank. Thank you very much.